I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Hello, my Astro family. This is your August 2020 horoscope, and things are getting interesting again. The war of the planets is beginning. The big players, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto, will hold a difficult square aspect in the sky for almost 2 months, starting from the middle of August. Things will heat up around the world. I expect riots, I expect rebellions, I expect clashes between governments and people, and things might get quite violent. But on the personal level, we're gonna look now how it's going to affect you in the personal level, and I'll give you suggestions and remedies. So don't worry. Personally, everyone usually has higher vibration than collectively, so we can do much better with those challenging aspects. Plus, there is a huge cosmic release of karma in certain area of your life where things are completing and ending. We'll talk about that. The galactic center aligns with the planet of karma, huge things. But before I start, I just wanted to let you know that my first book, my first electronic book, is out. It's about the planetary aspects in the natal horoscopes interpretation. Say if you are born when Jupiter was conjunct the Sun or square Venus or whatever, all those explanations are there. I wrote it with my teacher over. It took us 1 year, so it's now discounted for the first 2 weeks. Whoever orders it, it's very affordable price, so I'm excited. My first ever book. And also we're doing a webinar on August the 13th with Krasi, how to interpret your Babylonian horoscope, how to interpret your natal horoscope according to the ancient method. It's going to be 5-6 hours, very practical. We'll work with personal charts of the people there. We will give we'll read personal lives and examples, so it's gonna be very hands-on. So now let's begin with August 2020. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. You are on the how do I say, on the crest of the wave of changes that are happening. Believe me, Capricorn, this is the year in the last 2 years, but especially this one, where Capricorns are being recreated into new human beings, into almost like melted and rebuilt again. But yeah, it starts getting interesting again. It's as if it's stopped. And your cardinal houses are being activated by Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Mars, and Venus. When the cardinal houses are activated, so you're Capricorn here, the opposite sign gets activated, the one right below you on the cross and the one above. So what happens is that the card starts moving. It gets activated, so the card starts moving. So changes are happening, but the wheels of the card are square. So it's a bumpy ride. That's how I always see it when there is like a cardinal grand cross. Changes, grand cardinal energy, just like it changes, new beginnings, but it's bumpy. And it happens often quite suddenly. Cardinal is a fast energy. So from the middle of August till the middle of October, almost a month and a half or 2 months, you're gonna have the square between your planet Saturn and Mars. So you might feel more frustrated than other times, and you might feel attacked more by others. You might feel even by your own family, because Mars is in your fourth house, by your close ones, that they might attack you, they might spur you in a negative way. You might be in a direct fight, with loved people. In a more positive way, they might be spurring you into new beginnings. They might be initiating you to come out of fear, to come out of your comfort zone, to initiate, to start something. So even if they're really irritating you, even if they're kind of stressing you, see this from the higher perspective, that they're trying to get you out of your comfort zone to initiate something. Or even if you think, oh, they're blocking me, they're just being a nuisance, they're distracting me or whatever, just see that it's the twisted way the universe is pushing you forward uh, through those people. And you might feel you know, Saturn and Jupiter in your first house, so continues. You can, it's really your great opus, your great work that you're doing this year. You're laying foundations that some of them will be here for 30 years currently. And I know it might be stressful, I know you're uncertain, you know it might be a lot of hard work, but I guarantee you that the things that you started this year, that the things that you're working on, minimum 12 years there will be results, because that's the cycle of Jupiter. Maximum 29 years, the cycle of Saturn. And but while you're in the process of giving birth, so now imagine you're giving birth to your great, you know, to your new self. Saturn and Mars, Jupiter transiting your first house, and Mars kicks in. So it's already hard work, and now the contractions is like become even more painful. Mars, I would say it like you come through the ring of fire, as they call it. If you're a man, maybe read it. If you're a woman, that's when the baby starts crowning, the most painful period, they say. So now the contractions of the new birth process become, you know, and you're like, why didn't I, where's the epidural? But there's no epidural this time. You have to give this birth to this baby, to this new you, to this new beginning in your life in a very raw way, in the middle of the field. So sorry, I'm just trying to make this lighter, but honestly the final results will be great. I think for many of you, because both Saturn and Mars are in their own sign, so you'd have like a brand new direction in life, a new you by the end of this year, and you'll be so proud of the hard work that you did. But let's warn you that, say you're starting, you're doing something, you're trying to move forward with your projects, or you're working on something there that you're personally involved, because it's you, Saturn, in your first house, and Mars there is creating some frustration, some obstacles, more irritations. As I said, emotionally you might feel very triggered. Mars is in the fourth house, how you feel emotionally. And it's very good if you have some workout regime. You can do it at home, you can, you know, or if you have some way of, and it can even trigger you some inflammatory conditions, this Mars. So I would advise you to try with some regular exercise to release that intense energies that are forming. And especially if you're a Capricorn, that is around the 23rd till from the 23rd till around the 28th degree of Capricorn, or I would say even from the 20th till the 30th, the last 10 days. So from the 10th till the 20th till the 19th of January, if you're born, you're the ones that are gonna feel this ring of fire, as I'm talking about. There's something very important that they will be doing, that there will be some resistance, that they will have to push through it. And on another level, Mars passing through your fourth house, you also might want to make some big changes with your home and family, and your family might be pushing for that. And some stressful situations, as I said, can happen with the family. But by the end of the process, you might have sold or bought a property. That means by November probably. You might have refurbished the house. You might have fixed, you know, something around your home. You might have changed place of living. But while the planets are holding the tight aspect and Mars goes retrograde, it's the hard work. So you really have to kind of roll up your sleeves now, and anything, and without fear, go and get things done around the home. Go and confront family issues that need working on and sorting out. And by the end of the process, Mars wants to perfect the environment you live in, to perfect the family situation overall, to yes, and Mars like a surgical instrument, especially when it goes retrograde, to remove the festering wounds in the family, between family members as well. So interesting times. I think that it's great time to work on your physical health as well right now. Already many of you are doing it. The end of August, it can, you know, if you haven't started, it will give you iron will. Mars square Saturn. This gives iron will, especially to get things down overall in your life. It's in the first house. If it's your sun there with your career, iron will to achieve something with your career. If your sun is in Cancer, in Capricorn. If it's your moon in Capricorn, especially with your family and personal life, there might be more stresses and complications and place of living, but it can give you iron will to really sort things out there, to move, to change place, to go through some, demanding family situations and responsibilities, and get them done with. And if you're Capricorn ascendant, overall, your physical health, your direction in life, all of those things. Also, fourth house is properties. So there might be some structural damages. Be careful from the middle of August onwards. Like be careful for accidents around the home and place of living and property. But it might be a good time to fix things around there as well. From September, when Mars goes retrograde, definitely you'll feel that. All right, and there is also a powerful, once in every 19 years only, the galactic center gets triggered by the south node, which is your past life karma or your past karma, and it's happening in your 12th house. So 12th house is the house of past life karma or past karma. So something is helping you with these new beginnings as well. The south node, by burning the old karma through the galactic center to help you fully release things from the past. So it might be like almost like a relief of your consciousness, of some burdens, and some pain that you've carried around that you might even not know what its source is. Some kind of discontent or pain that's probably caused from pain from past lifetimes you don't even remember. And the south node transiting through this 12 houses allows you to let go of it, to burn it karmically. So it's moksha. 12 house is liberation. South node is liberation. It's kind of liberating, but on the conscious level. On the subconscious level, sorry, it's a hidden process. And to leave something behind you. And there is a new moon happening in your 8th house, Capricorns, which means, especially towards the end of August, that's the 18th of August onwards, you might feel it the week before that, and a week and couple of weeks after, but they can be a renewal of your intimacy and intimate life. They can be even, for some of you, the start of some intimate relationships that might start secretly, privately, but it's very passionate, possible. And Venus is in your 7th house in big part of August, so that even increases the possibility of meeting someone more attractive, that you find attractive. This is Venus if you're single, or improving, or just needing to put a lot more focus on relationships as well. I know you're going through a lot with all those planets in your 1st house, but maybe a partner relieves your tension a little bit. Venus in the 7th house. So spending time with another person, close friend, or just going with your husband or wife for a walk, or just spending a little bit more time. They can be like a facilitator, accommodator, make you feel a bit better through those intense processes that are happening. So help can come to you from others. The 7th and the 8th houses, other people, help from them, intimate and personal relationships or business relationships. And the 8th house, new moon, can also indicate that you receive some secret information. Mercury is part of this new moon information, that you hear about something that brings you something you are not aware of, that you discover. Might be a bit surprising information. Or it also can be about receiving certain documents connected about investments, about taxes, so dealing with matters, starting to deal with matters connected to taxes, insurances, inheritances, mutual resources, mutual funds. Your partner can start having a new source of income, or the circumstances in their financial situation. You might receive a news about the circumstances of your business or personal partner financially changing in some way as well. Or you might develop interest in studying some astrology or occult course, or investigating your horoscope. That's why I get my book, my teacher's book, the secrets, the 12, my first book. Sorry, I just wrote it and I'm a bit tired now. Been writing it for a year now, about the aspects in the natal horoscope. But eighth house is about the occult, researching, self-analysis, deep study of some sort. So you might get quite interested with this activation, new moon and Mercury, into studying and reading such matters, or reading about conspiracy theories, reading about forbidden or scary topics. You can find yourself quite interested in such topics in the month of August, towards the end as well, and discovering some shocking surprises as well in your personal life, not only collectively. And yeah, you might even feel a little bit more mysterious with this eighth house, more intense, more psychologically penetrating, and that can create more sexual aura around you, because it is a sexual house that can draw. As I said, there is this possibility, August, you can draw someone else towards you and even experience some intimacy there. If you're already in a relationship, hopefully there can be a restart of the intimacy side of it, maybe sometimes because of finding some information, having some deep conversation, Mercury, or hopefully it's not because often the intimacy in relationship can be restarted when there is some shock or crisis as well. Possibility. It is a possibility. It is the eighth house, but it kind of restarts the intimacy somehow. It's funny, like, there is a crisis and kind of you become more bonded sexually to a partner, but that's how it works, strange enough. All right, so thank you so much, Capricorn. Fun, interesting times. I think you'll be the regulators in everyone's life now, because you have this solid Capricorn energy. Saturn is there while everyone is rebelling, freaking out. Mars, everyone wants to go and be trigger happy and fight, and you'll be like, slow your horses, step by step, follows the rules, the regulations. Others might think that you're the one that telling all the rules and telling people what they shouldn't do, but we need people to regulate us as well. So you'll be in this role of trying to calm down others and to hold their horses. You might be playing such role in the coming months. Thank you so much.